Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice is here, guys. And my goodness, this movie is something special. It is crazy just what goes on through this movie. Let's just backtrack a little bit. You know, what is this movie about? You guys know already. With the title, it's Batman versus Superman. This is the story about Batman and Superman. We get both sides of the perspective. We get the continuation side of Superman, you know, what goes on with Man of Steel and, you know, how he's going through the aftermath of it. We're getting an introduction of Batman and his point of view of how he sees everything with Superman and what went down with the destruction of Metropolis. And then we get this contrast, this conflict between both. And, you know, it's us to decide, and just the people, the rest of the people in the movie, who's right, who's wrong, if, you know, they're doing what they need to do. Like, you don't have to do this. It's just, you know, it's a war between two of the most iconic superheroes, and, you know, seeing which perspective we agree with, or, you know, who's right. And guys, yes, this movie was pretty good. I loved it. I had a blast with this movie. This movie was just a good time at the theaters. It was just so exciting. It was intense. It was emotional, seriously. From just how it sets the tone from the beginning of the film to the climax. It was just good, guys. It was just perfect on what it set out to accomplish. Let's start off with the two characters that we're here to see. Batman and Superman, played by Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill. They did a perfect job, seriously, guys. These guys embodied these characters so well. Superman, we're continuing on with how he is developing as a character from Man of Steel. Henry Cavill is becoming Superman. He's suited as him. You know, he's making his version, but he's making a name for himself, for the character. And I just love seeing him. I felt what burden he had to carry from the destruction of Metropolis. You know, seeing if, you know, is it right what he's doing? Should he, you know, change or something? I felt the heaviness that he had to carry metaphorically and physically for that character. And, you know, even though he's being blamed, because, you know, we always find it easy to blame someone, I really could sympathize as to why. You know, it's not probably his fault, okay? He was just trying to, you know, save as much as he could. And then Batman though, his perspective though, he is pissed off, okay? He really, you know, doesn't like when someone comes to his planet and just mess with it. Who would, okay? And seeing how he saw these are aliens from another world messing with the planet he grew up in. I can understand why he's very angry and he wants to do something. He really wants to take on Superman. So I could also see his point of view. I could agree with. So really, they did a great job establishing how both characters, you know, belonged in this world. And, you know, someone had to be right, but we can understand on how they were both, you know, they both got into this mess. I feel like I'm getting an attachment to the Superman now. Like, you know, we had a whole movie with him already. We grew up with him. We see him go through what he had to go through. And now, you know, this is a Superman that we are familiarized with. Batman, the introduction, we got with what we could, because, you know, this is his introduction. They gave us the basic plots of how he's become Batman. And then we can tell how much he has gone through also, because this is a much older Batman than the previous Batmans that have come into the big screen. And, you know, we got a sense, like, if, like, what he's gone through. I feel like I've known this Batman for all my life too. And yeah, you can just tell this Batman is more insane. He is trying to do good for, you know, justice for good, but he still would go that extra edge, that extra mile to just, you know, get what he needs to get done for it. It has heart, like, it has emotions also. You know, you can feel the connection with Superman he has with his people, whether it's his mother or Lois Lane. And then also Batman has a really good dynamic chemistry with Alfred, seriously, and you know that these two, ever since, you know, no spoiler here, ever since Bruce's parents died when he was young, he was like a mentor and a father figure. This Alfred is more different from the other Alfreds, I will say that, but you can still like know that he's been here to help him raise and help him, you know, mentor him around and get him, you know, prepared for when he needs to, you know, take on the world. And I love seeing just that chemistry between both of them. Action sequences. The action sequences here, Zack Snyder knows how to do action sequences, and I love seeing, I don't know, the matchup between Batman and Superman. I just love seeing, you know, how insane it got, how it was brutal, and this was like a cinematic version of a boxing match that you've always wanted to see from the two of the greatest heavyweights come to life now on the big screen with these superheroes. It was just all out fist, no holds bar. I was at the edge of my seat. I could not know who was gonna win, if, you know, Batman was gonna take him down or if Superman, you know, could get the upper hand. It was just unpredictable, and it was, you know, like a ride that you've just been wanting to see finally come to life. The music with Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL, good. It was great. It was amazing. It fits the tone with this world. You know, we've seen Hans Zimmer do Superman. I heard Junkie XL came in to do Batman and then kind of helped out each other. Fits well. They did a great job together, and they set, you know, this new soundtrack for now this what will eventually become the DC extended universe. So yeah, I was really spot on with how they can do with their music. I will say though, from when people saw Man of Steel, I saw some criticisms that there was not a lot of character development, a lot of more action and stuff like that. And I will say maybe the action in that movie could have been cut back a little bit. But seriously, for the fans that just really didn't like that movie, this movie might not be all that much better for you. You might not, you know, you might not come out satisfied. Seriously, I will point that out. But for those who, you know, loved, you know, the origins of like that film, and then just you understood like how the action was, everything, you're gonna like this movie too. This is really the true chapter, next chapter for that film, and I can't wait to see what more this world, like I said, has in store for us. Yeah, I will say it might be a little bit like just too loud, but honestly, guys, the tone for this film, how it is, you know, this is what you should be expecting from. So yes, guys, the grading I have to get Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is a B+. Seriously, these characters were handled well. I really wanted to see both of them just be like, I'll be their parent, just stop fighting, get along, you guys. And then just the action sequences were amazing. The story really made sense. It really had a lot of things going on and was able to fix everything right, because these types of movies with a lot of characters you need to introduce could fall apart. This did it good, did it well for it to, you know, set up everything. And yes, the characters these two were surrounded with, you know, you can feel when if they were in danger, you can feel, you know, the chemistry that they had with the characters. And I thoroughly enjoyed this movie, guys. When you guys see Batman v Superman, or if you've seen it, what'd you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments. I just barely saw this. I'm still processing it. But for right now, what I think of the movie is that what I've said. Let's see if it changes for the better. I hope it doesn't change for the worse. But my goodness, what a fun movie this was. I stand by that grade. Let me know, guys, what you thought of this movie. And until 100 subscribers, Rolling Empire, Laugh Smile Repeat, family.